So, every day is a big day. But today, it's 14 billion years that we're going to travel. So, ready? Yeah. Sure, it's going to be very fun. So yes, a few say, anyone new today that wasn't here? Oh, Jean, right? Yes, you want to, your name, and then if you want, Zoom too. We've got about 25 people on Zoom. They can see you, I think, the camera. Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Michelle has one. And so Jean, our name, and then if in a brief of what drew you to be here with us.
Jean Carpenter, and I'm here working on second floor. I'm a volunteer here, and I love the story of the cosmogenesis, and I'm just here to learn.
Nice, nice. I intended to bring down a stole of Addie's that Sister Carol gave me to wear as we commence our universe story journey, but we'll bring it in later. Yeah, very lovely. So, oh, Doreen, hello. Okay, Doreen, have you introduced yourself? No, okay. Yeah, oh, there. So you're on mute, Doreen. And we don't see you, so maybe she had to step away. That's okay. We'll catch her later. All right. So welcome, everyone. So let's begin. And the person who shared with us about universe that we all are, can we review? Leona, yes. Can we review that for getting going this morning?
It's just that the sessions I started taking with Zhigong, at one point, then the instructor would have us say, okay, now we'll say the password. And so yesterday when I brought it up, I quickly took out the thes because you had said not to use the
Right.
the. So
Yep.
That's why I got confused when I was saying it for you.
Okay. So it's universe. Go ahead.
Yes. So I am in universe.
I am universe.
Universe is me.
Uh-huh.
We are in universe together.
Uh-huh. Okay. And we could take out the in. We could say we are
Okay,
universe
yes,
together. Is that
okay,
what?
those-
And
those
this is a process,
prepositions.
right? Of growing awareness of what do we let go of? What do we change? What do we reframe? That someone talked about yesterday. So beautiful. So I am universe.
Universe is me. We are universe together.
We are universe together. Okay, try it one more time.
I am universe.
Universe.
Universe
Earth
is me. We are universe together.
Together. Okay, that works, and we can morph it every day. That's okay. All right. So I am universe together. I am universe.
Universe.
Universe is me.
me.
We are universe together.
Together.
Right fist, left open palm. Thank you. I love that it's happening while we're together. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? We can be in the creativity together. So I love that. The next slide, please. And thank you for the crew over here. They're doing an amazing job. So we were talking about imagination and changing internal images of reality can change the world. We're going to do the song Imagine is also part of our opening prayer because the Zoom people did not hear the song yesterday. And that happens with technology. And I think we have it for today. So I got feedback from the IT team. They said they could see people following on the movements. Like you could tell they were engaged with it, which is really awesome, but they couldn't hear the music. So we're going to do it this morning, if that's all right, as part of our, like I said, our opening prayer. So, and you follow along, and you can also do your own movement. Jean, you weren't here, but enjoy. It's very simple hand gestures. We're going to include our whole being, heart, mind, body, and soul, into the song Imagine, sung by children. Take a breath here.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us. Living for today. Oh, imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of men. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one.
Makes me happy. Makes me happy, and it's a call to reaching forward, moving forward, evolving, huh? And to greater and greater love. So I actually think sometimes, and I hate to admit this too, but when I feel really down and out about the world, I think, well, I'm 71, who cares? Honestly, like that's part of the coping. Like, I can't friggin' cope with the terror for all humanity and the earth and all creatures. So, and then I think, well, Tricia, you do have nephews and nieces, try to bring it home. And it does matter up until our last breath. And then whatever else we get, however else we get involved after that, I'm not, I'm sure we are, but I don't know how. But it matters that I stay the course, keep growing and evolving. So there are definitely moments where I want to give up. And yeah, you can concur with that, huh? Yeah. So the universe store gives me a lot of hope in that. Before we go to the next slide, real quick here. Well, I didn't mention these panels are familiar probably to many of the sisters. Addie had these up every retreat I did with her. So I want to say a bit about them. And this is Addie. I hope I have this right. I paid attention as best I could, but trying to remember what she shared with me. So this, I believe, was her first one. And you see it's cosmos up here and water, and it's the story. And then you get down at the last thing, what? It's us, humans. Voila. Right? Like we're it. It's this process until you get to like the last. And that's how I think she felt right after she did it. She's like, no, 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 no. This isn't the new cosmos. This is the old cosmology. This is humans are the last and the best and the greatest. And everything's ours to not use. It's for us to dominate is too much of what some religion teaches. Not all, of course. And so she did another one. And it's a mix of all creation, but I had to look really close the other day of where is hominids? Where are the people on this? Like, did she leave us out, little rascal? And it's right here. It's like an African woman dancing. How does that feel right now? What I just shared? Do you feel anything inside of that shift? Because even as I shared that with you, I felt a whoa, like a dropping down, like, whoa. Me, a human, is this little piece in this mix. And I'm kind of like, whoa, kind of little at first. And then I'm like, whoa, kind of little. Yeah, 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 yeah. Because then it helps me be part of the whole, right? That did not help Addie express what she wanted to express about we're all part of the whole. That makes sense? I hope she's proud of me the way I explain that. I've never had to explain it. She always does. So I definitely would, if anything of Addie's that I was going to have up for retreat, it would be this. Very important. And so I invite you to look more closely at it if you have time. And I wanted to, it fits exactly with our story today. The 14 billion years. I heard a couple stories last night about anybody have something they want to share about any reflection since we met yesterday about using the word the? Rosemary. So Jean, it was about we're all subjects. We're Thomas Berry, we're a communion of subjects, not a collection of objects.
We are used to saying the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. And one of the sisters was with some ministers, and they said Father, Son, and Holy Spirit without the.
Without the. Yeah, yeah. Anyone else, or anything actually from over the evening, but I heard some folks talking about that at dinner.
You cannot imagine.
Pat,
So I reread this morning, and there are quite a few the universe. But I understand.
yeah, yeah, that's a perfect example of the process. And Sister Carol isn't here right now, but she said, you know, it's a long process to make changes. And especially with language and images, because that's so a part. Remember, that's the stammering we do to express the inexpressible. So yeah, that's a kick. Thanks, Pat. Kari, you have one, dear heart. Come on, stand up. Her t-shirt today. I go, oh, what a cool t-shirt. And then she says, come on. What did you say?
So the shirt I wore today says shoot for the moon, and I realized it has the word the. It should say shoot for moon. I wore it because I thought it fit our universe.
And it does.
But it has the T word.
Exactly. It's the which is shoot for moon. Yeah, moon. Yeah. So really beautiful. I mean, I've been commenting on how great her shirt is, and I still think it's great. That doesn't take away the beauty of the message for her wearing it, but she realized right away, oh, I would do it a different way now. Yeah.
I was just,
Oh, what? Oh, wait.
I was just gonna say yesterday, I was just thinking about the people that I teach, the immigrants from other countries. And I was thinking about they're trying to write sentences. And it's very interesting is that usually they leave out the articles. So I was thinking, boy, they would be happy if they heard this. They would be correcting what they write.
Oh my God, that's what it is. It's called an article. I couldn't think yesterday. Gloria, that's awesome. Yes,
We have the second mic.
yes, it's on the floor. All right, wonderful. I have a t-shirt story I just thought of. I bought at the fair shortly after I had moved back to California. It was at the fair and it said, "Love sees no color." And I'd been learning about social justice, as I shared with you. And I thought, oh, like that was a social justice shirt I was going to wear. By the time I got out the gates of the fairgrounds on the way to my car, I was stopped by Universe, I guess it was, and said, "Oh my gosh, Tricia, it's not Universe sees no color. Universe, or love sees no color. Love sees all colors." I never wore the shirt. I couldn't, because the message was totally different. And it was yeah. So paying attention to that, I could have said, "Oh, that's silly. I paid 12 bucks. I'm going to wear it." No, my integrity was like, I can't wear that. So we're going to learn more about why this all matters in a new way with this new cosmology. So our 14 billion years continues, I should say, right now. So it's our collective story. And I think I mentioned this the other day, we're the first generation to really know it and have a magnificent glimpse of it. So remember what Francis said, "I did what was mine, do yours what you know now." And we know things now about universe and divine energy and all that we just didn't have a clue before. So we have an incredible opportunity. Like Addie kept saying, "It's a great time to be alive." I have several Addie-isms. That's one of my Addie-isms. Because she'd say, "It's a great, while I'm in my depression, wanting to run away to another country and not caring if my nephews go extinct." Addie's saying, "It's such a great time to be alive." I'm like, "Really, Addie?" And she said, "Yes, because of this, because we are on the cusp of a new way of knowing who we are as human beings and creating a new humanity and a new earth." She really believed that. And one reason that's why I'm still standing here today. So as with the story about Addie and myself on our yesterday morning, as you hear Universe share her story, so I'm going to be the voice of Universe, because that's how Jennifer Morgan wrote the 3 books that are on the back table and your booklets. But I invite you to be aware of your own being, right? Universe, you, not even in you, universe, you emerging. And that's not an egotistical, "Oh, it's all about humans" kind of way. It's not the old cosmology here. And I was awakened to the limits and hazards of anthropomorphism when I was in community. I'd never heard the word. I'm like, what the heck is that? I was like, well, that's when man, which is supposed to mean everyone, but of course we know it really doesn't. It mostly means male, but man meaning humanity. But it's not that anthropomorphism, the limits and hazards of that. We're living that now, the disaster of that in our world. So rather, I'm talking about an openness to listening from the inside out, with your heart, with your soul, as much as the details of the story itself, which are fascinating. But it's the details that get us to why it matters. What difference does it make? So if and how each emergence of universe resonates with you, okay? So I think it'll be pretty easy, because the way Jennifer wrote the book is very reflective, and it's one of the beauties of it. So it's a little bit of talking of universe here, but she has a really beautiful autobiography to share with you. Our autobiography she's sharing. It's all of us. And built in a variety of chances to visit about some key things that strike me, and some interactive things we're doing, and we're going to break out into small groups twice. Sound okay? So I want to make it as alive, like a real living, because it is a living, we're living. So I want to make it interactive. So Addie Stoll is here with us. I would say, let's start by breathing, paying attention to our breath. But there I go, getting ahead of myself already. First, I had to be born before there was breath. And that special day did happen. But there was no light for me to be born into. I am universe. You were inside me from the very beginning, but not in your human form. So you probably don't remember that. Or do you? We are remembering now. Like you, I started as a tiny speck. If you ask me where I came from, I'd tell you it's the greatest of mysteries. But there I was. Like you, I couldn't stay small. I was bursting with wild and dazzling dreams of galaxies, stars, and planets in radiant colors, bright yellow, molten red, piercing blue. In other dreams, I saw strange creatures. Whoa, fish, insects, reptiles, birds. I saw you too, gazing at stars. Could such amazing things really happen? I wondered. When I put this down, it's me talking. Have you ever said that? Have you ever had that experience of, could that amazing thing really happen? I wonder. This idea that you have, right? Just, I'm guessing you've all had moments like that, of wondering if something that you had, you wanted to bring to the world, could that really happen? Then I suddenly realized I could be the things in my dream. Recognize that sentence? It was in the email that got sent out a few days ago. And the idea to send you one sentence to reflect on ahead of time was Sister Lillian's idea. I was talking 103 upstairs, Addie's sister. I was visiting with Lillian last week, and one evening she says, give me one sentence from Universe Story to reflect on. And I'm like, oh my God, Addie. I mean, Lillian, 103. She's wanting a sentence. So I said, that's a great idea. I'm going to send a sentence to the group. So that's the sentence I chose, and that Lillian also reflected on that night. Could I be the things in my dreams? I was puzzled. What if I try and I end up making a big mess? I decided to take the chance and do it. I summoned all my courage and I took my first step. I burst into a grapefruit-sized fireball. In a flash, space exploded inside me with unimaginable power. Over time, gigantic glowing bolts of energy flashed everywhere and shrank into teensy, teensy things. Oh no! What had I done? Actually, I'd done something incredible. Yes, I had turned energy into the very first thing, tiny particles. Imagine you've had moments where you thought it went totally bad and voila, it worked out better than you could have imagined. Universe. Particles are the invisible bits of stuff that everything is made of. Maybe my dreams could come true. Maybe I could turn myself into stars and grass and lions and tulips and boulders. Maybe I could be you too. But oh blast, a frustrating thing kept happening. Every time I turned energy into a particle, its exact opposite, an anti-particle, would appear. They destroyed each other every time they met. Two sides at war, yet both a part of me. Ever had that? Oh yeah. Yeah, two sides of me at war. What do I just bail out of the US or do I stay and help the cause? Two sides at war. So we don't come by this, we come by this honestly. We come by this from a 14 billion year journey. That's what's so powerful. Eventually, for every billion particles that were zapped by antiparticles, I was able to make one extra particle. The particles were winning. I now had enough basic bits of stuff to build myself into universe, you know, today. And guess what? The number of these particles has stayed the same ever since. Everything, including your body, is made out of these particles that I made long, long ago. That's a lot of history. And that means it's a lot of potential, a lot of wisdom in that. It's hard to believe I was still less than 1 second old. Well, suddenly another amazing thing happened. Well, it might have been accidental, but I don't think so. Have you had that where you think, oh, that oh happy fault, and then like, oh, thank you, God, universe, divine energy, thank you, whatever words we use for that, right? But at first you just think, oh, just by chance. No, maybe not. The universe was wondering that all those years ago. I was just the right temperature for bunches of particles to join together into very different things. I made my very first atoms. They were atoms of hydrogen. Oh, can you move? I forget, I don't think we had a slide. Can you? That was my fault. Yeah, keep going. I forgot about the slides. So we're doing, this is next one. We're in book 1, atoms. Thank you. They were atoms of hydrogen. Was I proud of making atoms? What do you think? Yeah, you bet I was. I'm so sorry, I'm a little disorganized this morning. I wanted to have your glasses of water in here, so we'll have to make up for that. But those of you on Zoom, was I proud? Yeah, every gulp of water that slides down your throat is made of hydrogen that was created by me billions of years ago. I meant to bring a tray of glasses of water, but we'll do it after break. But imagine, we're good at imagining now. So I'll take a drink for all of us, okay? Or if you have water. But just think, I'm able to have this water. It's here. Because the universe evolved into atoms and hydrogen. Tastes better. Right? Because I know more about it. I have more connection to it now. These enormous hydrogen globs started igniting into mother stars. I was shaping myself into galaxies. Your mother star mixed together bunches of hydrogen and baked them at 3 billion degrees into lots of different elements, or you might say building blocks. Have you ever gazed at the stars? Yes, Christelle, we and I every breakfast, and we've been talking about what we saw the night before, the stars or the moon. Yeah, of course we have, right? What thoughts emerge when you're seeing them? What feelings? Even close your eyes for a few seconds if you want. Just envision it. Last time you gazed at the star or moon out in the cosmos, what were you feeling? You come by that naturally, that awe and that wonder, same as universe. But before your star could be born, the one you call sun, the mother star had to die. Your mother star ripped herself apart in a massive explosion, a supernova. Tiny specks of carbon, oxygen, and calcium, and all the other new building blocks that she made blasted into space and cooled into stardust. Her stardust was the same stardust, you know what I'm going to say here? That would one day come together to create. Yeah, me. Yes, each of us. And what difference does that make, knowing that, huh? That's what we're pondering here these 3 days. The third pup inside the young planetary pack, your Earth, was a burning red ball of molten stardust. Steam and other gases from volcanoes turned to rain, and the rain formed vast oceans. Lightning storms zapped her seas with energy. Meteors and comets crashed into her for millions of years. Does that kind of sound like chaos?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was doing my dissertation for Matthew Fox's school, and Addie says, be sure to put chaos in it. And I'm like, oh, geez, Minnie, I don't remember anything about chaos from my doctoral program. I mean, maybe they did, Brian Swim or Matthew or someone, but I'm like, Hattie, I got to suddenly insert chaos into my story. So I get a book about chaos. And I've never then that it's been a big important, it's been an important lesson ever since. From that moment, I never forgot it because that experience, had it in my face. Like creativity, chaos is essential to new life. It's how universe creates that. Addie would do bumping up. Did you ever see her do this? Or maybe like this, but I think she did it like this. That's another Addieism I have, bump. Like, oh, that was a bump. Oh, there's a bump. Like, it's the chaos, that crashing, that stars that crash and explode into a supernova. Like, that's universe. That's how new creativity, new life happens. So, oh, wow, it's been so wonderful. Like, I don't have to be afraid of it. I don't have to run from it. And I can draw on it for wisdom. It's not a metaphor. It's who we are. I always go like this when I see who we are. Because it's like, yeah, it's like God is love, not God is loving. Oh, God is love. God is love. Universe is who we are. So I draw on that now when there's chaotic situation. I know I have the answer in me, the capability, the creativity. We know how now to be in chaos and to thrive through chaos because it's who we are and it's how universe keeps evolving. Otherwise, we're stuck in a box of the same thing forever. And that's not what universe is. Always moving forward, ever new. Universe realizing life moves to death and then moves to life. The particles act differently according to their size, their spin, their electrical charge. They act according to their uniqueness, their differentiation. Each one doing what is theirs to do, not what they're told to do by somebody outside themselves. They're following their gut, like, how do I participate? Each of us in a unique way. And that each uniqueness is essential to the whole. The whole counts on that. It needs it for all to grow. So already from this beginning, there was attraction in which elements moved into groups, into communities. That's Addie's contribution to this story. I took that from an Addie document because I loved how Addie, in a way that Jennifer didn't, Addie tied in the community piece. It was really beautiful. So universe saying, one day you will call this powerful attraction, this community, this interconnection, you will call it gravity and experience it as love. Gravity, like that. But there I go again, leaping ahead too soon. So I'll say a word on gravity, I guess, since it just came up, and then we can go. So let me just say on that. So another aha, Brian Swim talks about this really beautifully. Like we say, oh, when that microphone dropped on the gravity. Oh, why'd that? Oh, gravity. Well, what caused the gravity? What's the underneath of that? We just have a term for it. We think, oh, that's it. It's gravity. Put it in a box. Like we have that, got that answer. Check, 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 check. And Brian's like, so if I drop, he does this demo of, if I drop this pen, what's causing the gravity to happen? And in the new cosmology, we talk about it as allurement, attraction, some love, in essence, love, that energy of something is calling forth you could say that pulling, or the reaching, like it's reaching for the pen, that bringing together. What evokes the gravity? What does the pulling? And love, basically love. You could say allurement, attraction, longing for connection. So talking about reframing yesterday, letting go of old definitions, being open to a new understanding of it is really powerful. So that's a whole new word in my vocabulary. And when I listed a bunch of words yesterday morning about, we're going to be talking about incarnation, gravity, why not? Don't those go together? Imagination, God, love, all these words we're going to be covering is all that. So gravity was one of those. So I'm on to slide 27. I probably skipped a few, but this book, I didn't have too many slides. Okay, no, there we are. So universe is saying, those first billions of years, I learned so much about myself. I bet you recognize all of them in you too, right? Some of what universe just shared about her journey so far. The chaos, the joining together in community. So this is what Jennifer put for reflection question. Can you put them in the chat team, IT team? That would be great for the Zoom folks. So I guess, want to just call them out? Michelle, you have your mic? And somebody else? Yeah, do you want to just take turns? These are some of the things to reflect on then. We're going to have a small group for about 8 minutes. And like you folks can turn to each other, turn, and then in Zoom, they'll have breakout rooms. So I want to go over these. These are some of the reflection questions for breakout or whatever else came up for you during the story. So go ahead. Yeah, do you want to?
That where Julie's gonna do?
No, that's a prayer later.
Okay.
Thanks. So
So-
some things.
We'll go back and forth, Jen, that even giant things start out small.
Mm-hmm.
To turn a dream into reality.
Mhm.
That to build things, I need building blocks.
Mhm.
That I love to experiment.
Oh,
That there are special times for doing things, or I would lose my chance
whoa.
to be patient. That when parts of me die, they don't really come to an end. They just change form.
That I really love to morph into different forms.
Yep.
That I am a universe, which means one song.
Isn't that beautiful? So those are some of the things. And there I'm sure others for you about the things I pose about when you gaze at stars, how do you feel? So anything, let's break into small groups so you can share just how you're feeling and thinking right now. And then we'll continue on with book 2. All right. Truly, this is like my favorite part, hearing the music of your visiting, together in groups, but we'll come back together. And we can take just a couple minutes if there's something someone wants to share from your group sharing, if to share within the larger circle, if you're interested.
Talk about why particles are never added to it. It's just whatever they are, they stay the same.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me if everything
Yeah.
else is.
You go bring it up. I don't know the answer, but you bring it up, the question. I mean, questions are wonderful, and okay.
I like that we shared about the giant things start small.
Yes.
So I just want to share this piece of Addie. She was at the Green Fair and she made out these booklets, and she passed out 250 of those to people that were coming by. She'd go out there and she'd grab them and she said, I want you to see this. I want you to learn this. All kinds of things. And then this couple sat down next to us to eat their meal, and there's looking at all this, and the lady said, well, I belong to a book club. I think we talk about the universe once in a while.
Wow.
So she comes every Monday now, Monday to 3 o'clock for our
Oh.
universe class. And she's got a friend she got a friend to come to, Julie. Julie wants to come, so when Judy can't come, Julie comes, and then
Wow.
Judy Jube is friend of Julie, and Judy Jube got Mateo came to the Green Fair booth and said, I want to learn about this. And
Yeah.
so
Beautiful.
she went home and contacted Judy. She knows Judy. And so she said, I bought these 3 books and I'm going to teach my students because I teach 430, I thought it was 435 students I have at Piers in science. I'm going to teach this. And so and she called me last week and she said, I went through the principal and he thought the kids wouldn't understand these big words and stuff. So I said, you have to come here again and we'll look over this.
Yeah.
Then we saw this thing of Jennifer Morgan and she said, it's for kids. She started it with
Yes.
kids.
That's how she was inspired.
6-year-old, she was inspired.
Uh-huh.
So I want to tell Mateo that.
Yeah.
And then she said, I want to bring my kids over here to see these panels. When you get those panels up, I want to bring 400 kids over here to see these panels. So
Oh my gosh.
it started
Oh.
small.
Yes, it's Addie handing out a booklet at the Green Fair. And why is that? Because Addie was allured, attracted, universe through Addie actually, which we're going to get to that by hopefully by the day tomorrow. Universe evolving as Addie. Because we are the reflection of the universe. Yes, we are universe as we see already. We're not even to the end yet, or to hominids, but we can see this is us. So yeah, Addie's saying yes to the energy and the happiness in her. And look what happens. Without fear. No, not that we know Addie had fear and doubt. And me too, but that didn't stop her because she was so happy. Thank you, Shirley. It's beautiful. Pat, you have a question, which I don't have the answer to, but go ahead.
But first I want to say, and it will be so.
Yeah. Yes. Good one.
In
Particles.
a little bit of a repetition of what you have said, the mother sun
Yeah.
moves into the supernova.
Uh-huh.
And the supernova moves into the new birthing of a new sun.
Yeah.
And from this, all of these come from the same particles, and the particles are never multiplied and
I know.
nor subtracted. They're always the same particles. Now, why is everything else growing and changing?
Yeah.
But those particles, so I think those particles are connected to that first piece of sand.
Yes.
Yes, they're part of that first piece of sand.
Yes.
Who says, and I don't know how I got here.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 I get it. Yes. Yeah. 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 The Big Bang is often referred to as a great flaring forth. I don't think I had that in this version here, but Brian Swim talks it as that. The great flaring forth of love. Basically, when you distill it, all these words and the most simplest and profound is love, attraction, allurement, energy. Anyone on Zoom to share, and then we'll continue, but I want, yeah, oh, I don't read, yeah, I'll have to turn around to see it. That even giant things start out small to turn a dream into reality. Oh no, those are the reflections, sorry. No one has it in chat, I don't think. Anyone just wants to share? Not at the moment. Okay, we have 16 minutes here. On slide 28, or the next slide, I think. So we'll start book 2 from Lava to Life. We probably won't finish it, but this whole day is on the story. So we'll just keep going in the afternoon. Oh, sorry, doesn't always stay on. Okay, all right, we can keep it on that one. So, for millions of years, meteors crashed into Earth. Each one made Earth grow bigger and hotter. It's a good thing you weren't human back then. You would have burned to a crisp. Well, Earth was one of my most imaginative young planets. Would Earth become all those things I dreamed? Would we earthlings become all that universe has been dreaming for billions of years? Molten red rocks push up through, Jen, do you want to pass it on? So molten red rocks pushed up through cracks in the ocean floor. Earth was alive. And we're going to hand out rocks, and those of you on Zoom that have one, I really want to take this time in the story to bring it tangible, to have, right, to help us enter into, because this is real. It's not metaphor. This is us. I should have had 2 containers. Oh, she has them. Okay, oh, you're doing good. Oh, some people have it. Beautiful. Okay. So molten red rocks now we're pushing up through cracks in the ocean floor. I invite you to hold your rock as you are there. Close your eyes if you like, don't have to. Maybe first look at it, behold it, benevolent glancing of your rock with your eyes. And also being aware of feeling it. What does it feel like? Its edges, its contour, its texture. How does it feel on your skin? What do you notice about rock's unique shape? What do you feel? Is there anything you want to say to rock? So you can continue holding and however you want with your new friend there. I'll continue with sharing. Your teensy bubbles began to twist and turn, which brought forth the very first earthlings. What was the very first earthling? Bacteria. Anybody ever hear Addie say bacteria? Even now, invisible bacteria are the living nuts and bolts of all life. Millions are in every breath you take. So now's our chance to breathe. Let's do 3 deep, however you like. I like to breathe in through my nose and then blow out through my mouth, so I get a longer exhale. So in your own way, 3 inhales and exhales, and aware of billions of years ago, bacteria made this possible. Billions of bacteria live and work inside you. Oh yes, some make you sick, but lots more give you life. Did you know that? Don't we kind of have a default of bacteria makes you sick? Right? So there's another falsehood, I guess I'd say, right? Something I've believed all my years. Ooh, avoid bacteria, avoid bacteria. Now I'm like, geez, there's more good bacteria, and it's a huge part of that I can be alive. Who knew? I would apologize to a bacteria, and because of Addie, I've developed this new relationship, not just awareness, but relationship. So bacteria were hungry. Their food was hydrogen. Remember hydrogen, the very first element I created? Because bacteria passed on their special knowledge through invisible chains of carbon called 3 big letters, DNA. Pretty important to our being here. Another thing of bacteria, billions are in every hand of soil. So Michelle, do you want to go one direction, and Jen, could you go the other? I'm inviting you to touch it. A lot or a little. You can use just your little finger, or you can use your whole hand. But with this new awareness, the bacteria, important to soil, just like important to us.
bacteria, what about virus?
Oh. That's a whole, if it's a bacterial infection, nurses would know better, so, but right, a bacterial infection is different from a viral infection, right? So that's all I know on that. I don't think so, but I don't really know. So that's a good question, something more for me to look up.
Question?
Oh, here, the microphone. Thanks, Michelle. Use a mic.
I was wondering where virus fit into the bacteria. I don't know.
Yeah, I can look that up though, be interesting. Yeah, okay, something, food for thought, as they say. Yeah. So some bacteria were sun eaters and some were, oh, let's see. So everywhere, mounds of bacteria were, Jennifer says it's cities, really, like mounds and mounds of bacteria rose in shallow ocean waters. Then some discovered they could get their hydrogen, because they're hydrogen eaters, they could get it from the water itself, right? Because water is hydrogen and oxygen. So they're like, oh, we'll get our hydrogen here. Sunlight eating bacteria use sun energy to get their hydrogen, hydrogen away from oxygen in water. So the thing that, what are the two ways of them to draw they need their hydrogen, they're eating, they have to eat. The beginning of our eating habits, actually. So their discovery had a dark side because once free, oxygen, when it wasn't attached to the hydrogen, it was a deadly poison to bacteria. So they're focused on eating, they got to get what they need. And as it turned out, then oxygen was a deadly poison. So oxygen got gas swooshed out of the oceans and into Earth's atmosphere. Bacteria began to die. Earth was sick. And bacteria began to eat each other. How do we eat each other, though? Metaphorically, we eat each other. Some survived, I mean that metaphorically, how we just, I don't know. Oh, we'll get that. Some survived by eating other living things. So the sunlight eaters, they were not eating each other. They didn't need to, right? Because they could draw on sunlight. And their energy came from sunlight, air, water, and rock, actually. So I'm sure I don't have to tell you whether you are a sunlight eater or a life eater. We're life eater, but in a good way. Not just eating up the life of other people, taking life away from others. That's what I mean by. So what good could possibly come of this mess, of this bacteria mess, eating each other now? I did not know. Can you think of a time when your life was that chaotic and you just didn't think what could ever come out of this mess? Individually, you probably have examples of that. Maybe in community, you have examples of that. In family life, in your work life. And we have it in us to keep moving forward. So in the midst of it all, two battling bacteria tried to turn each other into a liquid lunch. So the fight goes, right? Who's going to win? But guess what happened? Instead, because we wouldn't be here if something else didn't happen. Instead, they merged into a new earthling. The next earthling is eukaryote. You know the eukaryote? That goes way back to high school biology for me. So they decided to merge. That's really important. We have that choice. Battle it out if you have to for some length, but we have the power to merge. The next was mitochondria, a whippersnapper of a bacteria, turned oxygen poison into power. Mitochondria, once free living bacteria, they live inside all plants and animals, even you. So every second Your mitochondria engines are burning oxygen to power you. It's true. Bacteria created your oxygen atmosphere, and they breathe oxygen for you. Do you see why I love bacteria so much? When I was awake during the night and trying to breathe deeply and get myself to go back to sleep, I was talking to my mitochondria. Now that I know this, I was like, oh, mitochondria, work for me here. Help me out. It was really cool knowing this extra relationship I have going on from over so many years. Squishy jellyfish developed tough trilobites. They led the way, and Addie loved her trilobite. She had a couple of those fossils on her desk in her apartment. They led the way in making hard things like a skeleton shield, and they invented the very first eyes made out of clear crystals. Wiggly worms began to build the beginnings of brains and backbones. Do you ever think about that? The wiggly worms are part of your brains and backbones? How do you feel about that? Yeah, all of these things that the rocks and the dirt, the water, there are glasses of water now, thanks to Mary. She brought those in. The hydrogen that goes down with every sip. Thank you, wiggly worms. Everywhere, brand new animals were beginning to move and see and think and move in more complicated ways. It was exciting, very exciting. So we're coming up on about our time here, I think, here. How you feeling so far about learning this? It's sort of long again, like the intros yesterday morning, but I'm hoping you're sensing the relationship of this is us, our autobiographies. Any other comments before we go to break for till afternoon?
I had a comment. I recently watched I don't know if anybody has heard of like Masterclass series, and I watched a masterclass on gut health, and it was a thing about how bacteria is essential for human gut health.
Yes.
So I just wanted to add that in. And by the way, I didn't introduce myself. My name's Stephanie. I was born in Alexandria, Minnesota, to a dairy farming family in Hoffman out by Kensington, which I think is pretty close to where a lot of folks are in the meeting here. And I was drawn here. I always thought when I was in elementary school, I would grow up to become a nun and a school teacher. And and things didn't work out that way for me. And but I currently am the treasurer for the Minnesota chapter of NCGR, which is the acronym for the National Council of Geocosmic Research, which is
Oh, wow.
kind of a fancy word for saying we study the stars. And
Wow.
we have a lot of astrologers, and we look to the wise men who study the stars, and to find Jesus in the manger. And anyway, so that's that I just wanted to say, introduce myself. So it's very nice meeting you all, and I'm so glad I signed up for it, and thank you for getting me in last minute.
Oh, of course. Stephanie, welcome. Nice. My goodness. Fun work. Whoa. Lovely. Carol.
Last summer at Otter Tail, I've gone into that lake lots of times, but I chose 5 rocks, and I gave them I gave them length of days, and I made up names like the quattro zivillion sexto years ago, trillion. Anyway, I walked along the edge of that lake with a new kind of understanding just because of a certain exposition. It's hard to, it's hard to say what we're talking about in a sense. But I've had 5 rocks and I haven't really finished the project, but by tomorrow morning, I'll bring it and show you my project.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Lovely. Lovely. Wow. Wow. For the folks here in the room, the panels that have been mentioned, we'll speak more to that later, I guess, the 52 or 59 panels from the School Sisters of Notre Dame that now are housed here and will be displayed eventually somewhere. We have 5 in the room to help, and I intentionally put them right around our circle, not like along the back wall. So I don't know if you've noticed this, but now we are being held. I meant to say it like this morning, like universes, we're on her lap, hearing the story. So we're encircled by the story of our existence. So if you want, on the break time until the 2:15 session, feel free to see the panels, and next to each one are some artifacts to hold and touch, and some dinosaurs over there, over here, and fruit and animals and such. So yes.
One note to add to that is, I don't know how much you can see online, but there's a center display of environment as well. And the covering cloth was a sheet that Addie had created for her bed. And when she died, we took out the elastic and made a prayer cover. So St. Bonaventure talks about the circle has a center, the circle, how does that go? It's without circumference. In other words, wherever the center has no circumference, the center of the circle is at the same time the circumference. So you're talking about we're embraced by the universe, but we're also like, it goes both ways, inside and outside. We're held within and we're held without. We're inside and we're outside.
Yes.
In relationship, I guess I want to say. So to me, that's symbolized by this another presence of Addie in the cosmos, internal to the circle as well as external to the circle.
Beautiful.
It's all true at the same time.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Sort of like Addie's poem, the come, not here or there, just deeper immersion.
And we're stuttering.
Same idea. Yeah. So beautiful. That's really beautiful. Thank you. And yeah, my intention was that our altar space here would grow as the story unfolded. So like I put our dirt here that we just did. If you want to put your rock in this space, you're most welcome. They're not really to keep, I guess. I don't know, Kari. I got them from the supplies the sisters have for events like this. So hold it for these today and tomorrow if you like, or add it to the altar. And yeah, thank you for being in the journey together. And we'll pick up at 2:15. Right fist, left open palm. And oh, sorry, universe, I am universe. Universe is me. We are universe together. And help yourself to a glass of water if you'd like. Wow. It looks like many of the Zoom folks are back, and we're circles filling in here. Hope you had a good lunch. You did? Awesome. Yes. And maybe a minute of rest. I reclined in my recliner up in my room for a little bit. So good to be back together on a Friday afternoon. Anyone new to say hello? Clara's joining us. Hello. Welcome.
In the Heights before.
Oh, you're in the Heights. All right. Well, welcome. And we've been saying our name, and if you want, what drew you to be attending this retreat, if you want. Anything particular? Oh, sorry. Thank you. Michelle's not here. Oh, here's Jen. Oh, yeah, yeah. No, I'm just kidding you. I got to back up. Or a teammate, I should say.
I think everybody knows me.
Well, in Zoom too, we have lots of folks.
Claire Stain. I have been listening to some of it from second floor.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy to be able to be here for the closing, and I hear good things, so I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. Oh, wonderful. Wow. Yes. So we're just into the second half of the retreat, right? Now, because after the morning was the halfway point, now we're into the second half. Only a few more million years to go. But I think we will complete that part of it. So we'll do then some really, then we'll have more time tomorrow to reflect on the cosmic Christ part component of this reflection for the story, and bring some things looped around that we discussed yesterday. So, so again, welcome. And then go to the next slide. So here we go. Oh, so I wrote that, well, I like kind of what I put for the welcome. Can you go back? I said, welcome to Friday afternoon, reflecting on our long history of universe evolving. Right? It's important to keep coining the words. Like I sat there, I could say welcome. Well, welcome to talking about universe. That's not what we're doing here. So I had to really stop to think, well, what is it I want to say that we're doing? We're reflecting on our long history, hour of universe evolving. So each time it takes me those extra minutes to think of, in my stammering, what are the words to communicate what I really want to say? So that's why I wanted to show that. Thanks, Kari. And Carrie, you've been great for this. And let's do, I think, Leona, I went back to the chat from yesterday because I keep forgetting what we're saying with our greeting. So I think this is it. I am universe, universe is me, we are universe together. Yeah, so I need it in print. I just can't remember. So helpful for all of us maybe. So we've been doing the right fist, left open palm, and saying, I am universe, universe is me, we are universe together. Lovely, thank you. And a way of honoring one another. Next is another magnet from Addie's refrigerator that I just love. I walk all through her house and take pictures of inspirational things. And what does it say? I came to live out loud. Yeah, yes? Yes, we came to live out loud. And the small print, oh, if you ask me what I came into this world to do, I will tell you. I came all together? Came to live out loud. Yes, sister and friends, yes, all. And it says Emile Zola, I think. There's a handwritten, so I don't know, maybe that's a quote from that person, but yeah, so I just love including those kinds of things. And next up, the next slide. There's a song we're going to start with. Friday afternoon, need a little energy. I need a little perk me up. It's either jumping jacks right here or we sing this song, okay? And actually, Addie and I did this with a group. We did maybe an Advent or Lenten retreat here in this room. And Sister Paula was in that retreat. I just really remember her because she was dancing all over it with our closing song of the retreat. And Rosemary, you might have been there, I'm not sure. But anyway, the picture in my mind is just so glorious of we were going crazy in here. So I'm not saying you have to. No pressure. There has been a standard set, but I think it's just really wonderful. And the idea came from my wife. Debbie said, oh, that retreat you're doing with Addie, this song we did as a kid would fit right in with your universe story with animals. You know, we've gotten pretty much to the point now of animals and plants, etc., which will continue after the song. So Debbie goes, it's called I'm a Galapagos. Really? Okie dokie. So here it is. I'm going to practice a little bit, and then they're going to play it. We're going to sing along. And wait till you hear it. It's very easy to follow along. But when the singer says, I'm a Galapagos, I'm a Galapagos, I'm a Galapagos. And we got to practice that just a few times. And then we'll just do the song, okay? So it says, I'm a Galapagos. Yeah, there are two of them. Maybe the light could be a little dimmer on this end. I don't know, to see it better, but One more time, maybe while Carrie dims the light. We could go through actually, well, let me just do that. So I'm a Galapagos. All right, now got it? And it's very, you'll see, it's a slow song. So, yeah, are we ready? All right, and we know we are, right? From the story that we've been sharing so far today? Okay, so we just get this in our blood in another way. Ready? Very much dancing music. We can stand if you want.
I'm a Galapagos.
I'm a Galapagos. I'm a Galapagos. Though I sound like some disease, I'm a tortoise, if you please. At least that's what they called my mama and my papagus. I'm a Galapagos. I'm a Galapagos. I'm a Galapagos. I love to be. I'm so grateful God made a great big Galapagos. Next slide.
When you're
Big as a boulder and you look even older, there are not many folks who want to be like you. I used to be grumpy because I looked so very lumpy till the day I learned to say, I'm a Galapagos. Yes! I'm a Galapagos. I'm a Galapagos.
And though I sound
Though I
like
sound like some disease, I'm a tortoise, if you please.
it's what they call my mama and my papa.
My papa.
I might have missed it, but Galapagos.
Yes, a
Galapagos.
Galapagos.
Is that on the next slide?
And a Galapagos I
Never mind.
love to be.
Go back.
I'm so grateful God made a great big Galapagos me. I'm so grateful God made a great big Galapagos me.
I might have missed a verse on my typing, who knows? But how do you like that song? We might have to do it again tomorrow when I make sure the words are right. Anything you picked up from that message? What, anything other than it's fun? Grumpy and lumpy, yeah. And no one wanted to be like that, Galapagos, which is sort of a slam, like, well, I'm not good enough, nobody wants to be like me, but the other hand is, nobody can be like that, Galapagos, because we are all unique. So that's a misnomer when we get caught in that with each other, and how the Galapagos came into self-acceptance. This was happy God made me, and so I love that. And we're all that part of our ancestry, so. Thanks. I just love the beat of it, don't you? I'm a Galapagos. I've been singing it in my room. It's really fun. Okay, so a few more million years here. But what's really important, like you might see and I know Zoom folks can't see this as well, but I've added a lot to our altar space. Since we're holding the rocks and touching dirt, being in maybe a new relationship or in relationship with these things, and animals and plants are coming up. So Carrie and Kari provided all of these things on the tables and here, so we would have this 3D element of the story. So it's really fun, thank you. So the two eukaryote groups, one ate sunlight, one ate soil, they found each other. You find a lot of finding each other in this story. And they became the first plants and fungi. Animals with hard shells came out of the sea and took to air So now we have insects and gargantuan, not small, gargantuan dragonflies. That'd be cool, a gargantuan dragonfly. Somehow a few fish turned their fins into stubby web-like feet. Go figure, that's amazing. The lure of land was so great, the lure, right, that attraction was so great that their fish gills began to change into air-breathing lungs. It took millions of years for land and water to shape your ancestors, so our ancestors, into an entirely new kind of animal that both lived on land and in water. But it happened, and they're called amphibians. Yeah, slide 34. One group of reptiles, I think the next should be after, yes. One group of reptiles turned into raucous rulers. Who could be a raucous ruler? You know any raucous rulers? Yeah. Dinosaurs at that time. Dinosaurs. And mammals, the other group of reptiles that turned into fuzzy, mousy animals, less than 5 inches long. So those are at the same time. So some were destined, some of these fuzzy, mousy animals were destined to be your great, a million times great grandparents. Well, so plants, next slide. Plants and animals struck a deal. I love this. I just love that line. Plants and animals struck a deal. Plants made yummy nectar, fruits, and seeds, and animals carried pollen and seeds far and wide. What a team. Have you ever struck a deal? I bet you have, right? Negotiate with someone about an idea about, yeah. Well, now you know where you got that talent. No joke, right? Can really appreciate. This is why we have just enormous possibilities we didn't know until now. So life on land was morphing, more miracles happening. Photosynthesis came to be. Hallelujah, for that. Such a growth of a deepening interdependence and communion and interconnectivity of nature. That's Addie language that she added to the story. Like a dance among the elements. And universe, I'm wondering, will there always be such rich dancing? Yes. Yes. Or not. We have a choice. We have a choice. Now Earth could see herself through earthlings, such as plants and animals, as they moved onto land. Imagine the universe. You're creating all of this, and each evolution of life has different capabilities. And now the way that this is thinking on plants and animals have a particular way of reflecting. Universe sees herself in a new way. Well, with everything, but something with things on land, it's just different, like more. Every single dinosaur sank into the dark night of extinction, as we know, after a meteor hit the earth. Who could carry my story forward now, right? Looking pretty bleak. Could I depend on those few scraggly birds still flitting about after the dinosaur extinction? Or those scrubby mini mammals, those furry ones, huddling together for warmth and gnawing bits of frozen flesh off dead dinosaurs? Like, is that my hope? Is that my only hope, right? There was Earth again, smack in the middle of another disaster. But Earth's imagination would not quit. A lot more is still to come. Now it's time for some reflection. That's book 2. So we've gone through Born with a Bang here and From Lava to Life. And then the next one after some group reflection will be Mammals Who Morph, where humans come into the picture here. And then with that story, we're going to have breakout sessions again. So I have one thing to share on bacteria that's just a real key piece of my life with Addie. And then if there's anything else you're wanting to share, we'll just have some open time here before we go on to Mammals Who Morph. So remember, bacteria was in this book too, right, that came up. And I said, did any of you ever hear Addie talk about bacteria? Yes. Well, I actually started seeing Addie, we live 40 minutes away. I was south of Berkeley, but I was going through a depression time in 2005, which I'd never experienced before. And my doctor pulls his chair right up to me and says, "You were a nun, right?" And I said, "Yes." He goes, "Well, do you know of somebody that can understand you, your story?" And I thought, well, Addie's nearby, but I didn't know Addie well. You know, we'd had some interaction, certainly. But that started Addie and I seeing each other really often, like weekly right then. And then over the years, you know, monthly, or it just grew, and her mentoring me in the universe story. So early on in the counseling, maybe the first year or two, Addie said, "Tricia, are you Barbie or bacteria?" I was kind of offended, like, you know, what, you think I'm Barbie? Yes. Like, is that a slam? Is that a compliment? And I'm like, what's the deal? So it was really weird. But of course, I trusted it, even though it was bizarre. But I'm going to trust it. It's from Addie. Like others, I've shared some other times where she was so influential in my life. Those kind of things stick with me forever. Like that was a marker of my having to ponder, wow, which do I want to be and which am I? Like right now, am I acting Barbie? Am I trying to, not just like cute, whatever Barbie is, but social structure? Am I outside myself, trying to be like everyone else, trying to be pleasing to someone, trying to follow the rules, trying to fit into society, whatever Barbie would mean? You know, I had to figure that out. What does that mean to me when she's calling me Barbie? I was pretty sure it wasn't a compliment. But whatever, it was a call for me to be bacteria. Right? Without that, I just think, well, how can I not be so much Barbie? I'm too much, or Barbie's awful. I'm not going to be like Barbie. That's not helpful. That's dualistic thinking. That's who wins, who loses better. No, Addie gave me a choice. Which one do you want to be? And that's just been a powerful. And I've been thinking all week of what's your Barbie? Like if you were, and maybe think about this over the weeks and months. I was thinking, well, I could be a good sister or bacteria. I could be a good wife, good, you know, in quotes, like, ooh, how do I do that right according to culture? I could be, I don't know. Mine's Barbie, obviously. So what would that be if a challenge calls you to live from the inside out, from your 14 billion year history of universe evolving as you, versus from the outside in? Does that make sense? Life-changing for me. And I really, I knew I had a choice. The image of bacteria just drew me to my inner being, my whole being, my own atoms and molecules, the whole of what makes this human being tick. And it's been fun to share with people because, you know, it's just like, oh, that's a good image. So that's on my notes here to share. That's my bacteria story. Anyone else for a few minutes here from what we've done so far today before we move on?
What is your definition of what is your definition of bacteria?
Wow. Good one. Ooh. So when I say that, am I bacteria? Am I living from the inside out? Am I true to my nature as Tricia? And am I calling on all that the bacteria, meaning my evolution of 14 billion years, is in me? Am I calling on it when I need advice for something, when I feel that I can't do that, I can't accomplish that, I'm not smart enough, I'll never do that? Oh, really? Well, if you look back at the story, there have been a few times where we're up against all odds and managed. So to me, that's a really huge part of knowing this universe story. It's been huge for me. I call on that. Thanks, Pat, for the question. I call on that to give me insight. Because I don't have to go create it or think about it. It's, what did I say early? It's who we are. See how I always do this? Because it's just that important. It's who we are. So we can call on that. Yeah. Comments, questions, even from the Zoom folks here? I feel like I don't see you much. I mean, because I'm not looking that way. Kara, you'll let me know, right? Okay. All right. Well, then let's go on to mammals who morph. Slide 37. Or it should be, I don't know. Yeah, plants and animals. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. That's right. So, here, life hasn't been smooth. We get that from Universe too, so just so you know, it's both and, right? In fact, I seem to go from crisis to crisis. When things get chaotic, I get creative. And so do you, right? I want to comment, Michelle told me this at the break, this quote, chaos is creativity seeking a form. Was that from a certain quote? But yeah.
It's from Gabrielle Roth, who's
that's
a
right.
writer, musician,
Yes.
artist.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I forgot that. Chaos is creativity seeking a new form. What a beautiful way to frame that. So plants, animals, birds creatively let themselves, or were compelled, I wouldn't say they let themselves, they were compelled, they were drawn forward to be redirected, to change how they were previously. I was amazed and proud to see each one dare to find new ways to be on Earth with other Earthlings after the great extinction and all, right? New ways to keep immersing and emerging. But those aren't spiritual qualities. That's what spirituality is, immersing and emerging. So little by little, land, sea, and air began to shape mammals to come. Trees sculpting hands. So, began to shape mammals that were yet to come. So trees, look at the way this is written. Trees sculpting hands for grasping branches. Isn't that poetic? It's so beautiful. Trees sculpting hands for grasping branches. Land molding paws and hooves. Land molding paws and hooves. Water forming fins. Air shaping wings. It's just amazing how it keeps morphing. Next slide. It took millions and millions of years. What would these moving, morphing mammals turn into? I wasn't sure. One thing I did know, this was an incredible adventure, right? Even with the unknowing, it was an incredible adventure. I'm sure you can relate to that too in your own lives. So as you know, so far you know 99% of our life story. Pretty good. We're at 99%, 1% to go. And still there are no humans. You notice that? That's probably one reason why Addie has humans so little here. Because 99% of the story is here. But there are primates in trees. Your direct ancestors are primates living in forests near grasslands. I'm talking about Africa's awesome apes. They were cooperative and very cultured. They can hug and comfort each other and tend to one another, except with a little dicey on towards strangers. And then most amazingly, juvenile chimps leave the forest and go onto the savanna. They stand up and walk on two legs. We can relate to that. We wouldn't be doing it if they didn't. Each tried something new, just as it did with trees to get little plants that would have flowers. So now it slowed down the development of the chimp, and the result was a furless creature with all the curiosity of a child. Yeah, a human, of a child. The play with experiments in life and a soaring imagination without limits. Humans shared 98.6% DNA with chimps. But a dramatic shift took place and a new species emerged. We'd have the next slide. Oh, you can keep going. I got behind, I guess. That was for the apes, so the next one, my fault. Oh, okay, I guess you have to go back again. Okay, go back, that is a hominids, okay. So the Homo habilis and Homo sapiens, I remember those words from, whoa, way back in high school. Humans tamed fire. And more humans awakened to a world of wonder all around them. The more they talked, the more they thought. The more they thought, the more they talked. Yeah. Humans mixed and morphed and turned to another kind of human, one with a powerful imagination. They had high foreheads and their bones were more delicate than the previous humans. With artistic fingers and minds, they made jewelry and about 30,000 years ago painted horses on cave walls. Across the planet, they told stories of how universe was born. Humans became partners with lots of other earthlings, sun, soil, seeds, evolving in each one's unique way, in communion. Wow, humans could write. They wrote down their stories about how I was born. They saw that I did have a beginning and that humans evolved inside of me. Next slide, please. What wizards humans are, but their cleverness had a dark side. Humans didn't realize they were poisoning Earth's lungs, veins, and skin. I found this, I think it might have been on Facebook sometime back, but I just love it. An amazing slide showing the correlation. You've probably seen things like this before, right? Tree of life and the human placenta, tree stump and a fingerprint, lung and a tree branch, leaf veins, human veins, river network. It's just so beautiful. You think we're related? Yeah? Pretty obvious, yeah. It's really neat. I love that picture. Next slide. Earth is now in the midst of the biggest mass extinction since the dinosaurs persisted 65 million years ago. What good can possibly come of this mess? So I found this at Addie's things in her office. I haven't used this before. But remember the slide yesterday where the Pope had the animals all around for writing the letter on the environment? Yeah. And this one now, what's happening? They'll be going, so many species are going extinct out of we need a new sensibility of who we are as humans and a new earth. It's not about dominating, we know that, but we change our images, change our religion. Some of the religion know it. Our spirituality knows it. Remember Addie said science has proved what we knew in our spirituality. But a lot of religion, it does not hold that same message of care for one another and the earth. So it has to change, or nothing will change. So here we see, the caption at the bottom, right before our eyes. You know that. This is happening right before our eyes. And we know it. Ice is happening right before our eyes. All of these things that are destructive to one another and the earth. In every crisis before, and you've been hearing this now since this morning, a surprising breakthrough happens. Crisis can unleash my cosmic creative powers. Today, my creative powers live inside of you. That's a lot of power. Really cool. I mean, it gives me hope. Never forget that you are part of me. You are part of my wild and dazzling dream. Remember, too, that I am inside you. Next slide. So I'll send this to you all because it's kind of small print, so it will be in the follow-up. But this is a really neat, it's in Jennifer's book, and I'll describe some of these. Never forget that you are part of me, you are part of my wild and dazzling dream, and that I am inside you. Every cell of your body packed with hydrogen, made when I was born, right? We heard about that this morning. Your bones hardened with calcium, made by stars. Your backbone fashioned by fish. The deepest part of your brain built by reptiles. And we've heard earlier, didn't wiggly worms have something to do with our brain too? We learned that this morning, yeah. The love you feel deepened inside the very first mammals. The love you feel inside developed in the very first mammals. How powerful is that? Your awe-filled wonder began on starry nights around campfires long, long ago. Next one. This picture I took last December. Addie tending the fire in her apartment. See, it's kind of dark. But I take pictures of everything. But Addie doesn't. You know, she's not whipping out her phone to take pictures. Me, I'm doing all over the place. And that evening, I was taking a picture of the fire, and she got up with her phone, her cell phone, and she was taking this picture. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get a picture of Addie doing this. And earlier in the story, just like 40 minutes ago or something, was about how we tamed fire. But really, we tend the fire. Addie, I mean, she's captured. That's the fire of the Big Bang, the flaring forth 14 billion years ago, right? Same fire. We're enjoying the fire. Her apartment was kind of coolish. She kept it really cool. And here, I think she's tending to it, like capturing it. Remember, let's not forget. I want to just, a photo is another way to just soak it in, right? Like take it with you on your cell phone. Yeah, tending, and we're tending the fire within. That's what we're doing here these 3 days. We're recognizing it, honoring it, and tending it. Keep those embers going. Keep that fire going. So my story lives inside you, and the story continues with you. Every day, you add more to the story. You are me being you. Right? You are, I'll say it again. You are me being you. And through you, I see myself. A huge, restless universe who loves to morph. Loves to change, to keep evolving. Our adventure has only just begun. There's so much still to come. Follow your dreams, my dear earthlings. They are my dreams too. So now breakout sessions and then 1 or 2 paragraphs of wrap up for that. And yeah, we did it. We're almost there. 14 billion years. So yeah, you can share whatever you want in your groups, but what popped into my mind when I was planning, did anything of what we share, something of yourself, something you long for, your dream, pop into mind in the sharing? Your heart, as you heard universe say just now, follow your dreams, my dear earthling. So that might be one thing you share or anything. I think in the next slide, there are actually reflection questions. So let's do those like we did before, Michelle. Do you have the mics? And then Kari and Carrie will put that in the chat like you did before. That would be great. Okay, so these are questions that are reflection that Jennifer has in the book. Go ahead.
Starting with the bold.
The bold.
Yeah.
Oh, you can start at the top if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Over the past 65 million years, I've learned so many things. And mammals, especially you human mammals, had a lot to do with it. I learned, and maybe you recognize this in you too.
Nice. How to make, oh, is it on? There.
How to make milk, that I love to be lots of different things at the same time. That mice can evolve into horses and whales and humans.
How to laugh, sing, and cry. That communicating is one of my very favorite things to do.
Yeah.
That in a crisis, I evolve faster.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That groups of earthlings can do great things when they work together. How to love more deeply than ever before.
There's a lot there. Beautiful though, huh? And Michelle and I, we both like, on in a crisis, I evolve faster. That's another ray of hope, because we're in a crisis. Yeah, but it doesn't have to take 10 million years. It can't, but it doesn't have to. So that's a really great line. So whatever sparks for each of you, let's do breakout rooms of, again, 4. 3 or 4 here, if you want to be in the same group or whatever. Let's do about 10 minutes. And yeah. Have fun. And we can take a couple minutes if there's anything folks want to share from their group time that you want to share with a larger group. No, that's okay. Nope, I just want to give the opportunity. All right. Well, I love the music. I call it music now when I overhear the rumbling of chatter, it's music. Beautiful. Well, I have one as universe here, the last closure of my book, Mammals Who Morph, that I want to just affirm you in this. You may not know where you're headed. That's it. Okay, no. But you're part of something much bigger than humans. And that's why you too have exactly the powers you need, the powers of imagination, love, and decision-making. Yes, my dear humans, I'm relying on you to be sheroes and heroes now. Working together with other Earthlings, you can turn this crisis into something magnificent, a new Earth, such as you've never seen before. Love, universe. And our actual closing of this part, before we go into a litany we're going to share together, is from Addie that I found in her notes. The human body stayed the same, but imagination kept changing the species in its mind as to who we are and how we will be as humans on Earth in relationship with all others. No other species is so adaptable to climate, food, or place. When faced with a need to change, other species become a new species, which that's cool, that's great, through their adaptation. But the human, through imagination, can reinvent themselves. Today, humans have overrun Earth and space. Nature no longer shapes the future of its time. Humans do. Destruction of Earth is destruction to life. What happens to one happens to all. And we have the power. Don't want to forget that, right? Within all that, we have the power. And chaos is creativity seeking a new form. So we're going to close for today with a cosmic litany that is in Addie's book. It is on Amazon. I'm not doing a sales pitch, but if anyone wants it, art and poetry from Addie's Cosmic Universe Journey that came out in, I think I mentioned this already, but September. And then for local people here, the gift shop has about 18 copies, if you're wanting one here. So Michelle and Jen are going to, and Julie, yes, thank you, are going to, it's on the screen, and we will all respond. Alive in me to love all being. Alive in me to love all being. So that's our response in the litany. So thanks, Michelle and Julie. Oh, you're not. It's Jen and Julie? Can you do it? And then maybe the two of you rotate first. Oh, thank you. Beautiful. All right. So our cosmic prayer for closure today. And then a song.
Cosmic Litany. Unfolding love from the beginning, pulling particles together in corporation, forming community.
Alive in me to love all being.
Unfolding love, coming forth as photons of light, merging into stars and flinging energy afar.
alive in me, to love all being.
Unfolding love in black holes of astounding energy, always gathering more, yet never compressing, only to burst forth, again releasing light energy.
Alive in me, to love all being.
Unfolding love, revealing consciousness, continually increasing from the very beginning.
Alive in me, to love all being.
Unfolding love, shouting mystery in the great diversity, constantly growing all around, yet one alive
In me, to love all being.
Unfolding love, gathering and interconnecting beings to move together toward newness through union.
Alive in me, to love all being.
Unfolding love, creating eyes in trilobites, so now your beauty can be seen showing forth.
Alive in me, to love all being.
Unfolding love, moving crabby crustaceans with joints in water to crawl and walk as bugs on land into insects who fly in air.
Alive in me, to love all being. All righty. Whoa, beautiful, huh? Yeah. Love this book, Addie. So our final is a song. Addie, it's also in her book that Addie composed, and it's to How Great Thou Art. I kind of know how to sing, but it wouldn't call me a singer. So who's a singer in here to kind of kick us off? You got some, you'll chime in? Okay, so it's, yeah. And then it's this, and then there's one other slide after, and then that's it. So, oh, Spirit, love, when I am moved is wonder.
I feel the love.
Wow. Wow, we did it. 14 billion years. And counting. Yes, we're it. Oh, yeah, sorry. So we're it, right? Yeah. It's evolution, that's what we look back on. We are it. So let's do it. Let's go forward. See you tomorrow morning.